So we're going to turn to Mark Schneider, who is going to tell us about what Dr. Carver would tell us about if he were here, and he will be addressing it in the context of the strategic and other nuclear forces buildup of communist China. Mark, over to you.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I'm going to be speaking today about Chinese nuclear capability. That's seriously, no question about it, it's an existential threat to the United States, and it is increasing. On that, just about everyone agrees. The Chinese practice very extreme secrecy, concealment, and deception activities. You can read about this in various Pentagon reports, but overall, very few people really take that into consideration. What we do know about China, and literally most of what I'm going to be saying today is right out of the Pentagon reports. You can, generally speaking, actually find the same thing in the Asian press about 5 years before it appeared in the Defense Department report. But the DoD report has an important function of basically confirming things that really we've already know on China capability. China is attempting to conceal its actual strength from the United States. It does so on a routine basis in many ways. Anyone who tells you that they know exactly how many nuclear warheads China has is either an idiot or a liar. And you will see this many, many times, a precise number in any number of reports that appear. That's just silly stuff. We have a range of estimates for current capabilities, from a few hundred nuclear weapons to a few thousand. My personal view is the low estimates are probably low by a factor of several fold. China is clearly not only expanding its capabilities, but is doing so in a way that is very reminiscent of Putin's Russia. You have multiple new systems in every category: ICBMs, SLBMs, bombers, and cruise missiles that are either nuclear armed, in other words, nuclear only, or nuclear capable. The Chinese are building, and Phil Carver put out really the best series of reports and briefings that are available on the internet. Largely a team composed of graduate students in his class was able to put together an amazing amount of information on this. Previous to that report, in the Washington Post wrote it up. You had maybe one passing reference to that in the Pentagon's report, no indication of why the tunnels were important. Well, they are important because they suggest an attempt to do a massive nuclear buildup. There is no reason to build 5,000 kilometers of missile tunnels, or 500 kilometers, or even 50 kilometers if you're going to just protect a small nuclear force of mobile ICBMs. In my mind, that suggests a very massive intent to deploy capabilities. We have about 5 Chinese ICBM programs underway. Some of them are already operational, the DF-31, the DF-31A, and according to Chinese state media, the DF-41. There are others that are in testing. That includes the DF-31AG that's been paraded through the capital of China at the last military parade. It's certainly a real program, and it's reportedly merged. They have 2 SLBM programs, the Type 094 submarine with JL-2, a single warhead missile, and they have a program called the Type 096 submarine, which reportedly will carry the JL-3, which is merged. So they are in the process of a major expansion in their strategic nuclear capability. And I think that's beyond any doubt at all. We have the same sort of thing going on in the theater capability. It's even more extensive than the strategic nuclear. According to a 2017 Air Force intelligence report, a classified report that is available on the internet, there was literally 33 short and medium-range Chinese ballistic missiles. I mean, that's absolutely amazing. And now you have, after a very extensive test program involving hypersonic vehicles, they're at the verge of actually deploying these systems, and that's a very serious threat to our theater missile defense capabilities. So we have a situation where all of these sorts of things is going on in the context of the largest sustained military buildup in the post-war world, both in terms of the annual increase in military spending and in the scope of what is going on. The Chinese no first use declaration, I think, is just bogus. Colonel Larry Wurtzel did a great analysis of this, I don't know, maybe 5-10 years ago. And he pointed out something that should have been obvious to everybody. And until I read this, I didn't really catch it. It's impossible to violate the Chinese no first use commitment, irrespective of what you actually do. If you introduce nuclear weapons first under the no first use statement, you haven't violated it. So we have a situation where we're getting a major program underway, and that program is extremely dangerous, and we really have to do something about it. Thank you.